With so much conflicting and overwhelming information about supplements out there, it's no surprise that many seniors are left confused. Some end up taking supplements that do more harm than good, depleting vital nutrients, interfering with medications, or even triggering serious health problems. And here's the thing, just because a supplement is popular doesn't mean it's safe, especially for older adults. That's why in this video, we're going to break it down clearly and simply. You'll discover 4 supplements that seniors must absolutely avoid, because they can silently wreak havoc on your body, and 4 powerful supplements that can truly support your health, energy, and longevity. Whether you're living with a chronic condition like kidney disease or heart disease, or you're just looking to age more gracefully, this video is for you. But before we dive in, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel so it reaches more people who could really benefit from this important information. Now, without further ado, let's get started. 1. Calcium. Calcium is one of the most commonly recommended supplements for seniors, especially post-menopausal women. Because bone density tends to decline with age, many doctors suggest calcium to help prevent osteoporosis and fractures. On the surface, it sounds like a smart idea. After all, calcium is essential for strong bones. But here's what most people don't realize. Calcium supplements, especially when taken in isolation, can be dangerous, sometimes even deadly. Several studies have shown that calcium supplements are linked to a higher risk of heart attacks, strokes, and kidney stones. One major study published in the British Medical Journal found that people who took calcium supplements had a 30% increased risk of heart attack compared to those who didn't. This wasn't calcium from food, this was calcium in pill form. Another study published in JAMA Internal Medicine found that men who took more than 1,000 milligrams of calcium per day from supplements had a significantly higher risk of dying from heart disease. That's not something most doctors mention when prescribing calcium. What's even more concerning is that high calcium intake in men has been linked to an increased risk of prostate cancer, according to some observational studies. And in both men and women, calcium can interfere with the absorption of other important minerals like zinc, magnesium, and iron. So what's the solution? The best way to get calcium is from food. Whole foods contain calcium in its natural form, along with the cofactors your body needs to use it correctly. Leafy green vegetables like kale and bok choy, almonds, sesame seeds, sardines with bones, and fortified plant-based milks can provide adequate calcium in a safer, more balanced way. 2. Folic acid. Another supplement that many seniors are told is important, but can actually be harmful, is folic acid. On the surface, folic acid seems like a good thing. It's a synthetic form of vitamin B9, and it's often added to multivitamins, fortified foods, and even recommended as a standalone supplement to support heart health, brain function, and red blood cell production. But here's the issue. Folic acid is not the same as natural folate, which is the form of vitamin B9 found in foods like leafy greens, beans, and liver. As we age, the body becomes less efficient at converting folic acid into its active form, known as L-methylfolate. This conversion depends on enzymes that don't work well in many older adults, especially those with a common genetic mutation called MTHFR. Studies estimate that up to 40–60% of the population may carry a variant of this gene, meaning they can't process folic acid properly. When folic acid isn't converted efficiently, it builds up in the bloodstream as unmetabolized folic acid. This buildup has been linked to cognitive decline, immune dysfunction, and even increased cancer risk. One study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that high levels of unmetabolized folic acid in seniors were associated with faster cognitive decline and an increased risk of dementia, especially when vitamin B12 levels were low. This is particularly troubling because many seniors already struggle with B12 deficiency, and adding folic acid to the mix can mask the signs of B12 deficiency, leading to delayed diagnosis and potential nerve damage. 3. Iron. Iron is one of those supplements that sounds harmless, maybe even necessary, especially since iron deficiency is often discussed in health circles. It plays a vital role in helping red blood cells carry oxygen, and many people associate low iron with fatigue or anemia. But for most seniors, especially men and postmenopausal women, iron supplements can actually pose serious health risks, and they're often taken unnecessarily. The main problem with iron is that the body has no efficient way of getting rid of excess iron. When you take more than you need, it doesn't just pass through your system like some other nutrients. Instead, iron accumulates in your tissues and organs, especially the liver, heart, and brain, where it can cause long-term damage through a process called oxidative stress. This oxidative stress can contribute to chronic inflammation and has been linked to a wide range of conditions, including heart disease, liver disease, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, and even certain cancers. For example, a study published in the Journal of Gerontology found that high iron levels in older adults were associated with increased cognitive decline and greater risk of neurodegenerative diseases. Another study in the American Journal of Epidemiology linked high iron stores to a significantly greater risk of type 2 diabetes and cardiovascular disease. 4. Magnesium oxide. As more and more seniors begin to understand just how important magnesium is for their health, especially for issues like muscle cramps, poor sleep, high blood pressure, anxiety, and even constipation, many are heading straight to the pharmacy or online stores to pick up a magnesium supplement. But unfortunately, a large number of them unknowingly end up choosing one of the worst forms available: magnesium oxide. Magnesium oxide is widely sold, incredibly cheap, and commonly found in multivitamins and over-the-counter magnesium supplements. But here's the problem. It has one of the lowest absorption rates of all magnesium forms. Studies show that only about 4% of the magnesium in magnesium oxide is actually absorbed by the body. That means if you're taking a 500 milligrams tablet, your body might only be using around 20 mg, while the rest just passes right through your system. For someone trying to correct a magnesium deficiency, that's essentially throwing money down the drain, and worse, thinking you're getting better when you're not. But the issues don't stop at poor absorption. Magnesium oxide is also known for one thing: it acts as a strong laxative. And while that might sound helpful for occasional constipation, many seniors who take magnesium oxide daily end up with diarrhea, dehydration, or imbalanced electrolytes, especially when it's not needed for bowel relief. For someone already struggling with nutrient absorption or kidney issues, this can cause more harm than good. Now that we've covered the supplements seniors should avoid, let's shift our focus to the ones that are truly worth considering: the supplements that can protect your health, improve how you feel, and support your body as you age. But remember, this video is for informational purposes only. Do not start or stop any supplement without first consulting your healthcare provider, especially if you're managing a chronic condition or taking medications. 1. Vitamin D3 plus K2. Vitamin D3 is one of the most essential nutrients for older adults, and it's also one of the most commonly deficient. As you age, your skin becomes less efficient at producing vitamin D from sunlight, and many seniors also spend more time indoors, meaning deficiency is extremely common. Low levels of vitamin D have been linked to weak bones, frequent infections, fatigue, muscle weakness, depression, and even cognitive decline. Having said that, taking vitamin D3 alone, especially in high doses, can be risky, unless it's paired with vitamin K2. Vitamin D3 increases calcium absorption from your food and supplements, but if there's no vitamin K2 present to guide that calcium into your bones, it can end up in the wrong places, like your arteries, kidneys, or joints. This can lead to arterial calcification, kidney stones, and other serious complications. Now, before you start supplementing with vitamin D3, it's important to get your vitamin D levels tested through a blood test, typically measuring 25-hydroxyvitamin D. This will help determine whether you're actually deficient and how much you need. If your levels are low, which is common among seniors, you may need a therapeutic dose of up to 10,000 IU of vitamin D3 daily for a period of time, paired with the appropriate amount of K2 to keep calcium safely managed in your body. Some individuals may even need higher doses temporarily, but this should always be done under medical supervision and with routine blood testing to avoid complications. Once your levels improve and you move into maintenance, a daily dose of 5,000 to 10,000 IU of D3, alongside K2, is often used to keep vitamin D in an optimal range, again, with periodic testing to make sure you're not overshooting. 2. Magnesium glycinate. Magnesium glycinate is by far one of the best and most recommended forms for older adults. It's made by binding magnesium to the amino acid glycine, which makes it highly absorbable and very gentle on the stomach. Unlike cheaper forms like magnesium oxide, which pass through the body with minimal absorption and often cause diarrhea, magnesium glycinate is well tolerated, even in higher doses, and doesn't have a laxative effect. Even better, glycine itself has calming properties, so magnesium glycinate is especially beneficial for those struggling with sleep problems, stress, anxiety, or muscle tension. Many seniors who start taking it notice that they sleep deeper, feel calmer, and experience fewer leg cramps or restless legs at night. Research supports these benefits. A study published in the journal Magnesium Research found that magnesium supplementation significantly improved sleep quality in older adults with insomnia, while other studies show its ability to help regulate blood sugar, lower blood pressure, and reduce inflammation. So how much magnesium should seniors be taking? While the recommended dietary allowance (RDA) for adults is around 310-420 milligrams per day, therapeutic needs may be higher, especially if you're under stress, taking medications that deplete magnesium, or eating a diet low in magnesium-rich foods. 3. Vitamin B12. Vitamin B12 is one of those nutrients that doesn't get nearly enough attention, especially considering how vital it is for seniors. It plays a central role in energy production, red blood cell formation, nerve function, and brain health. Without enough of it, the body, and especially the mind, can begin to decline in subtle but dangerous ways. One of the biggest concerns with B12 deficiency is that it can mimic the signs of dementia. Memory loss, confusion, brain fog, difficulty concentrating, depression, and even balance problems can all stem from low B12 levels. And the scary part? These symptoms are often misdiagnosed as age-related cognitive decline, when in reality, they could be reversed or improved by correcting a simple nutrient deficiency. As we age, our ability to absorb B12 from food decreases significantly. That's because B12 absorption requires something called intrinsic factor, a protein made in the stomach. But with age, stomach acid levels tend to drop, and the production of intrinsic factor also declines. This means that even if you're eating plenty of B12-rich foods like meat, eggs, or dairy, your body might not be absorbing much of it at all. Certain medications, such as metformin, acid blockers, and even some blood pressure drugs, can further interfere with B12 absorption. As for dosing, B12 is water-soluble, meaning excess amounts are usually excreted through the urine. For seniors with absorption issues, daily doses ranging from 500 mcg to 1000 mcg of methylcobalamin are often recommended, though some may require more depending on their lab results and symptoms. B12 can be taken orally, sublingually, under the tongue, or even by injection in severe cases, depending on what your healthcare provider recommends. 4. Omega-3 fatty acids. When it comes to protecting your heart, brain, joints, eyes, and overall longevity, few nutrients are as powerful or as well researched as omega-3 fatty acids, particularly EPA and DHA. These essential fats are called essential for a reason. Your body can't make them on its own, so they must come from your diet or supplementation. Omega-3s are incredibly important for seniors because they help fight the chronic inflammation that's at the root of many age-related diseases, including heart disease, Alzheimer's, arthritis, macular degeneration, and even depression. They also help keep your blood flowing smoothly, reduce triglycerides, improve cholesterol levels, support joint mobility, protect your eyes, and enhance brain function. But if you can't find a clean, trustworthy omega-3 supplement, it's much better to get your omega-3s from whole food sources, especially wild-caught fatty fish like salmon, sardines, mackerel, herring, or anchovies. These fish are not only rich in EPA and DHA, but also contain other beneficial nutrients like selenium, vitamin D, and high-quality protein that support aging muscles, bones, and brain function. Most health organizations recommend consuming at least 2 servings of fatty fish per week to maintain optimal omega-3 levels. If that's not possible, a daily dose of around 1,000 milligrams of combined EPA and DHA is commonly used in supplement form to support heart and brain health in older adults. And there you have it, 4 supplements seniors should avoid, and 4 that could truly support your health and longevity. Remember, supplements can be powerful tools, but only when used wisely. Always talk to your healthcare provider before making any changes to your routine. If you found this video helpful, please give it a like, share it with someone who needs to see it, and don't forget to subscribe for more health-packed content like this. Thanks for watching, and take care of your health.